What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Pokémon Art Academy on the Nintendo 3DS. And in the last episode we put our skills to the test in the novice finale, where we had to draw Pikachu and it went quite well. We've got a gold in that, so we're going to move on to some more complex lessons now, which we'll go to right away. And these are called the Apprentice courses. So in the first course here we have the Pumpkaboo, the Voltorb and the Chimchar. This is where you'll learn to do shading. I've actually done the Voltorb already just to get a feel for it, so we'll move on to another Pokemon here, being the Chimchar. I like fire types, so I want to go with the Chimchar here. This is what the Pumpkaboo looks like, and you can see the details and texture in the drawings there. So as it says on the top, create a shaded drawing of Chimchar, reinforce the skills you learned in the Voltorb lesson. So we'll go ahead and do that right away and see how this turns out. Welcome. I have quite a challenging drawing for you this time. It's Chimchar. Wow, that does look hard. It can be a bit tricky because of the amount of detail, but let's see how we do. Chimchar live on mountains and rocky areas. They're naturally good climbers. The powerful flame on Chimchar's rear is made from burning gases in its belly. Teehee! Not even rain will put out the flame. It only stops burning when Chimchar sleeps. I suppose that stops it accidentally setting everybody on fire. First, let's sketch Chimchar's limbs and the little swirl on its head, where we'll use the construction shapes to help us out. So here we go, guys. Next up, we'll sketch Chimchar's facial features, leaving out the ears for now. Okay, that was a little tricky, but we'll make it more detailed as we go on. But lastly, we'll sketch Chimchar's ears, body details and the flame on its rear. With our sketch done, it's time to draw the proper outlines. Use the second smallest outline pen to draw the main outline of Chimchar's head and body. Wow, I've got to say, this is the toughest start to a drawing I've had so far. Okay, I made hard work of it, but anyway, we'll finish the rest of the outlines with the smallest outline pen. When you finish, you can turn off the construction shapes and erase your sketch. So with the outlines nearly in place, we can start colouring Chimchar in, filling the base colours with the marker, leaving out the flame for now. Now it's time to add some shading. Use darker versions of the various colours to darken the shadowed areas. The light comes from the top left, so the shadows will be the lower right of each shape. Now let's take a minute to colour the flame on Chimchar's rear. I've done this step already, it was easy. Even so, I'll show you how I do it. There's always the chance you may learn something. We already have the basic shape of the flame. The first thing I do is colour in the whole shape using a deep red. Then we can draw a similar looking shape inside it using the bright orange. Oh, look, a small orange flame inside the red one. We'll finish off by adding some highlights. By adding highlights right against the edge of the outline, we can create a backlit lift. We'll need highlights on the head and the flame, in the eyes, and the dot on Chimchar's nose too. That's the end of this mini lesson, and wow, what a lesson that was. That actually took me 41 minutes. Wow. I hope it's made you both more comfortable with shading and highlighting. I think I should have waited to paint the flame until after your explanation. Well, sometimes tackling the challenge head first is the best way to learn, but it's often the hardest as well. A good artist needs plenty of patience. Still, I think both of you tackled a difficult challenge admirably. See you next time. So wow guys, I think that turned out pretty well. Maybe not as good as the Professor's Chimchar, but definitely very promising. Definitely pleased with that, and a nice cool background to go with it to add to one of our signed Pokemon cards. There we go, Chimchar, full-fledged in action. Pretty good, and I think that the highlighting, the shading and stuff like that does add a lot of detail. It works very well even on a touchscreen, which has quite surprised me, and I'm definitely enjoying this game more and more as I learn new things about it. So that does it for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please leave your thoughts down in the comments on what you thought of this episode and on what you thought of my Chimchar. So until next time guys, have a nice day, and I will see you all next time.